You're listening to Zap Night's Zap Chats, a monthly video game discussion. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Zap Chats. This is August.
Augustus?
Augustus Caesar.
Is that the kid from Willy Wonka?
Yes.
He falls into the
I love that movie.
That movie's great.
This episode we are not talking about Willy Wonka, though we could.
We could.
Do we have
This
chocolate?
Zap Chats is all about talking about whatever the heck we want to talk about. But I like to try and have some sort of like direction, but I mean whatever happens happens. That's why we're all here. So we got all the hosts here again. I'm Danny.
I'm Kaylee.
Evan.
We need an order, apparently.
Apparently.
And I'm Seth.
All right.
You're not.
Everybody's intros are in. I mean, I usually I have the like main intro at the beginning of all the normal podcast episodes, so like I just announce everyone, and then like me and Kaylee, we always say, and I'm your host Danny,
I'm co-host Kaylee.
and you guys like don't do that.
We always trade off sometimes for like, sometimes I'll just say, oh, hello everybody, welcome back to Zap Night, and I'll just start going.
Zap on, zap off. We came up with
we do the zap on,
Yeah, I
zap
know.
on.
Zap off.
Yeah. Or the one awkward one where you just say zap on and I just give you nothing. It just goes
Still
out.
waiting for that zap
It's just
off.
me waving.
That reminds me, you said something about us sitting, the Zap Night crew at the table, and all I could think about is the Knights at the Round
Knights at
Table.
the
Oh, I always
I thought,
Night
I thought of the Gaming Pockets Alliance round table that you guys
Avengers.
did. I love that you guys did that.
I
You
always
just ripped it straight out of a movie that was still in theaters.
Yeah, I know.
That's fine.
I always think of Round Table like in that 70s show where they have the like,
Oh,
camera in
yeah.
the middle and they're
When they're all
usually
smoking
when
pot.
everyone's smoking pot, yeah, they're just like rotating
Hey,
it
that was a
around.
good
That's the best time
show.
to do it, man.
I love that show, yeah. Pretty soon, Illinois,
Yeah.
we're gonna be able
So
to
then we can do a new
starting
one.
next year.
Zap Night smokes pot.
There we
Zap
go.
Night 420.
We're gonna be like the Snoop Dogg podcast, so we're just gonna be talking about video games, not like rap.
And not associated with the
You know,
tie-dye.
we're not the
Yeah.
first one to have this idea. There was Purple Dragon Squid or something like that. He has a video game podcast where like he just smokes weed and talks about video games.
Is that where he came
Chandler
up
would
with purple?
definitely
Oh, yeah, Chandler would
no
go.
doubt, yeah, no doubt.
Well, Chandler, he would just play Battlefield 1. And that's all he would do is Battlefield 1 and pot, and that's only amusing. So after so many times,
So yeah, I don't really have a distinct topic. I mean,
I want to talk about Pokemon.
Kaylee wants to talk
Yeah.
about what about Pokemon? Are you a boy or a girl?
Sword and Shield. Thoughts on the new ones?
Yeah.
I know who I'm going to pick for my starter, but hopefully it doesn't turn into a buff
See,
monkey.
that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to find out. I'm waiting to find out. No,
Harambe.
I'm just.
Never forget.
I'm waiting to see what the finals are because I don't want to dedicate all my effort into one Pokemon and have the final be like
I just won't evolve. I didn't evolve my Litten for that reason. He just won't evolve. I'll just won't use him, I guess.
what is it? The Everstone that he doesn't
Oh,
evolve.
yeah. Yes, that's what
Everstone.
I'll do.
He will forever hold an Everstone.
So are you guys both
Forever.
going with Grookey then?
No,
Is that his name? I didn't
It's
even know
Grookey.
his
I don't
yet.
know their names. At all.
Sobble's the water type. There's Scorbunny, the fire type, and Grookey, the
Yeah,
grass type.
Sobble is right now.
I'm going with Sobble.
That's mine because he kind of seems like a gecko,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that I like that concept of a gecko evolving.
Even though he's a crybaby. His design looks more similar to the older
But
stuff.
he also like does this like vanishing thing, so I don't really know what that's all about. Like in the trailer, he like disappears.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that's all about, but I'm curious to see how that plays in.
I have to say, it looked beautiful.
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, like, there was something like, they've always showed to me, it always seemed like the Pokemon games were just like the out in the wild and stuff. Where this seemed kind of like homey. I don't know. Just,
Well, they had
I
those
looked
new
forward to
wild
it.
areas where
Yeah,
it was like
see, I
a free
don't-
realm and you can like move around the camera and Breath of the Wild Pokemon basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It
What?
seems confined. Like it kind of feels like you have this like circle, and then you have all the towns like surrounding the circle, and then everything inside the circle is like your Pokemon that you can catch and do stuff with. And that's a weird concept for me.
If you think about it, it's exactly what Zelda does. Like, especially the Ocarina of Time. With the big open area and then all just the towns.
Yeah, you're right. But it doesn't play very well as a Pokemon game, I don't think.
I see your point.
I can appreciate that it's not as linear as the older titles.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Breath of the Wild, I haven't really had too much experience, but from
great.
Yeah. But obviously, from the Pokemon I've played, even up to the DS, like they're all like on just a set track. Yes, you can move around and get into the grass areas and the forest areas, but they're all on a set track. Well, with this one, it's more. I can appreciate that.
I was surprised even Let's Go did that, because especially with it being the first Pokemon games on the Switch, they still had it like top down, everything's square. And
Let's Go was a complete remake of Pokemon Yellow, so like I understand where they're coming from that.
Yeah.
Because they're remaking something that's already, it already has its limitations built into the concept that they're doing. We're coming up with a brand new concept. I don't know. And I could be completely wrong, but from the clips that I've seen of the gameplay and whatnot, it looks like, for example, it's like a big castle, and then there's a courtyard where you can catch Pokemon. Like, that's kind of what it seems like. But I don't know. Because, like, my vision is more like what Breath of the Wild is, where, like, it's completely open world, and if you stumble upon a town, then awesome, you get to do stuff in that town.
That's the dream.
Yeah, I know, yeah. The real dream is being able to see other characters while you play.
That's always been your thing.
It is, because it needs to be.
Because I think they said that in the wild areas, you can team up with other players.
Yeah, and you can see them running around, and I appreciate that, but I still don't feel like it's quite right yet.
Yeah, and Let's Go's, you didn't even affect the story
garbage.
at all or do anything.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Cutscene, oh, you're out.
Yeah, the 2-player thing in Let's Go is complete trash, in my opinion. Like, they could have completely done away with it. It's great for like itty bitty kids, but like as a legit two-player game, it's just garbage.
And that's the thing with Let's Go. I thought they could have done so much more. Like you said during your podcast, I think you said like they should have done it for like a lot of the regions.
Yeah.
And just like add that on as like DLC or something.
I'm still kind of like hoping that maybe Nintendo will announce like an expansion to be able to be like, okay, you did Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee in the first gen game. Now let's go to Gen 2 and Gen 3, and I would like to see that evolve. Why not? I mean, you upload a patch, you charge, $10 for the patch and, or DLC or whatever you want to call it. $20, whatever, you know what I mean. It's basically you're getting another game. You just get to move your characters along with it.
The thing is, I could see why they wouldn't though, because like, let's say you're training up your Pikachu in the Kanto region, and you go off to all these other regions. By the second region, you're already at level 100. They have to put some sort of cap on there.
Well, maybe they have a feature where the previous
could level sync, I guess.
Well, the previous like computer doesn't, it gets cut off when you go to Johto or something.
Oh, that would be something.
I don't know.
But
just a thought.
I'm an idea guy, okay? I get all these creative ideas in my head. Like, what if, like, you beat all the regions, right? They all have their own PC boxes, but then there's this big world tournament at the end, and then you get to use every PC
Pokemon
box
and
just take them all in the battle.
Their internet's a little better.
Well, they're transferring living things over the internet.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we said we weren't talking about Willy Wonka.
You can eat the grass, man. You can eat the grass.
It's kind of similar to what Ash had to do in the show. Just leave his Pokemon behind with good old Oak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm thinking if they were to do something like that. It's just I want to experience a Pokemon game from the first gen all the way up and be one character with one set of Pokemon, just me and my buddy going off on an adventure. You know what I mean? Like, I want that full experience without having to be like, all right, now I need a Game Boy. All right, I'm done with this game. Now I need a Game Boy Advance. All right, I'm done with this game. Now I need an SP or, DS,
That's
whatever.
been the dream since basically Gen 2, because I think Gold and Silver are the only ones where you can travel through 2 regions.
Yep.
And people have wanted that back since.
I know.
And I know Sword and Shield are under a lot of controversy right now because they actually are not going to have every Pokemon in it.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They will.
But the way I feel about it is, they always say it wouldn't make sense to have all of the Pokemon and all of them, like, because in the very first one, they obviously know there's more Pokemon out there.
Yeah, but what's the motto?
Gotta catch them all.
I suppose
you're completely losing.
See,
but I guess it really goes back to you saying you want a game from start to beginning. Well, I don't know. I can kind of understand why every single Pokemon wouldn't be in this region.
Right.
They aren't.
Agreed. I don't think people want them all in that one region. They just want to be able to transform up.
I see.
That's what they want.
Their data for the Pokemon that
They
aren't
want to
even
be
in the
able to
region
play
aren't
with
even
all
in
of
the
them this
game. See, that's what you could do. Like, every generation doesn't have the entire national dex available in that region. You gotta either transfer up or trade from another game.
Right.
People just want the ability to transfer up all their Pokemon,
And they're adding the ability to do it just with the Pokemon that are region specific. So why not just add a patch and have everything available? That's why people are upset.
Their explanation is, we put a lot more effort into the animations. And looking at the animations, it's like
they're not much
Wingull
different
moved
than
around a little bit.
Sun and Moon.
It's like, whoa.
Wow. And yeah, the sprites they've been the same since X and Y.
Maybe the Switch has better graphics and they need to be redesigned, but why not do that now and save yourself the headache later?
Yeah, they're still using, it looks like the same sprites from X and Y back in 2013.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And they had all it was like 700 Pokemon back then.
The whole
and they were all
set.
available in 3D, and they did that in less than a year.
Yep. It's definitely doable, and I think that they're getting people upset for no reason because Sun and Moon was the same way. When Sun and Moon first came out, they didn't have the whole national dex available.
Yeah, they didn't have any national
until
dex.
Later when they released a patch, and then they brought, the home network or whatever.
It was the Pokemon Bank.
Yeah, the Pokemon Bank.
So you had to use an external thing to actually see the numbered Pokemon. But
Right.
they didn't take out the data for the other Pokemon.
Right.
They were still there. You could transfer up.
Right.
They just wouldn't show up in your Pokédex.
And that's... I don't know,
I guess
that's
they've been moving
stupid.
away from it for a while. That was kind of their first step. But I don't like it.
I understand that it's challenging for them to do that, where they're making new Pokemon, but they don't want to have the whole set to bring forward to each game. I just don't see why it's that difficult.
So after Sun and Moon, there's 808 Pokemon total. And
I
they're
heard
saying that after
over
Sword and
1,000.
Shield, there will be over 1,000. So
That's what
that's
I heard.
200 new Pokemon, making it the biggest generation to date.
Yeah.
But I really want to use my Feraligatr.
Yep.
Danny, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Mew.
Mew. I thought so. I knew it was either
Mew's
Mew or
my-
Squirtle.
No, Mew is my favorite Pokemon.
Evan?
I don't play Pokemon that much, but I'm a big fan of Pidgey. He's pretty cool.
All right.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell a story.
Tell it.
Oh my gosh. So, Silver and Gold, when they first came out, we each had our own copy. And shinies were like the new thing. At the very beginning, you don't get Pokeballs at the very beginning. You have to go to the next town.
Oh, no.
My very
where this is
first
going.
encounter was a freaking shiny Pidgey. I saw it and then turned off the game and didn't play it for the next couple months.
I see stories like that all the time.
Oh my
like
gosh.
The tutorials in the later games, like a CPU will find a shiny Pokemon,
Wow.
and like, oh,
Yeah.
because they're so rare.
Broke my heart. So what's your favorite Pokemon?
Oh man, I used to have a favorite Pokemon, but I guess probably Totodile, because he was my first
Totodile?
Pokemon.
Nice.
Good old Soul Silver.
I don't know who my favorite Pokemon is. If I had to say, I would probably say Arcanine.
That's a
I
good
think.
one.
For me, Mew was that like elusive Pokemon that like no one could catch, and unless you had a Game Shark, which I had a Game Shark growing up, it was like that was the only way to get it, and well, one of the only ways, and like that exclusivity made it very appealing for me. And then just over the years, it was always like, how do I get a Mew? Like, that's all I care about. Is like, all right, but how do I get a Mew?
Yeah.
You know?
And that first movie was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Mewtwo versus Mew. It's getting remastered or something.
I know.
Like 3D CG.
I've heard that it's getting completely remade as like animated cartoon again, or they're doing something. I think
it's
getting
3D
remade.
CG.
But they're also talking about making some sort of Mewtwo movie like they did Detective Pikachu.
Ooh.
They're also, from what I've heard, and this is garbage rumors on the internet, so who knows, this is probably nothing, but I've also heard that they're talking about making a Gen 1 movie. Like the gameplay of Gen 1 as a movie. Kind of like the origins, like the origins of Red and Blue or whatever that they did.
That was the reason they went with Detective Pikachu over that, was because they wanted to do Detective Pikachu because it was a story that hadn't been told yet, really.
Right.
But if they go and do Red and Blue, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Maybe give us a Smash Bros. Movie too. That'd be pretty cool. Set up the Smash Bros. Cinematic Universe. Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oof. That just needs to get canceled.
I don't think it will. They put too much
I
money
know
on
they're
it.
not going to, but I wish it was.
Sorry.
That's fine. So, I have to say though, Pokemon Go has changed my view on certain Pokemon. So I hated Bidoof.
I love Bidoof
I
now.
love him now too. He's so funny.
And his evolution, I think his name was like...
Yeah, Bill Barrel or something.
Yeah,
Daryl.
I renamed him to Daryl, and he is now Daryl forever. Like, Bidoof evolves into Daryl. That's just how it is.
I have all of a sudden been super into Bulbasaur, and recently Joshua has been talking about Bulbasaur, and now he's like growing on me. He's like probably one of my favorite Pokemon now.
I think I would like Bulbasaur more if...
Your Venusaur.
If Venus... No... Is it Ivysaur? No, Venusaur. If Venusaur didn't look like a total, like, blah. Like, pile of...
A frog with a flower on it?
Yeah, it's just so...
He's beautiful.
Did you...
You showed me in the movie.
Who's seen the movie? Have you seen the movie yet, Evan?
Which?
Detective Pikachu?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. So there is... They reused so many Pokemon in this movie. Like, you see Joltik 100 times. You see Mr. Mime a couple times. You see...
Ambipom?
Yeah, a bunch of times. So you see all these Pokemon multiple times. There is one single clip of Venusaur walking around. Venusaur, right?
Yes,
the final
yes,
one? I get those two
I know,
confused. I don't know why.
Ivysaur's the one in Smash Bros.
So, yeah, there's one single clip of Ivysaur in the background, and he is just, like, walking. And, like, that's it.
I think
it's at the
so
very
funny that
end.
you remember this.
Why?
Like, why? I don't understand why that's
I completely missed it.
I did too the first time. I've seen it like 4 times now. So like I've seen it. I've had a few chances to see this. But I didn't see it the first time. I didn't see it the second time, but Lori had seen it. The third time we both saw it, and then the fourth time I showed you, Kaylee. So it was like when this happened, I'm just like, why? Why is he even in the movie in this one clip? It's so bizarre.
Pokemon was going through this really big, crazy phase at our school back in 2008, and that's when I kind of jumped on board. Started watching the show, getting the games and stuff. But, of course, that would mean I jumped on during the Gen 4 games.
Yeah.
So those were my first ones. But, you know, seeing Detective Pikachu, and I'm glad they didn't just stick with only the Gen 1 Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Because, you know... I'm definitely not a Gen 1er, as a lot of people are. But, you know, I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I get it. I'm glad too that they didn't just have Gen 1 in there because,
Well, because there's so many Pokemon, there's so much material to work with,
I'm surprised they reused as much as they did.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they just have I mean, I get it. They had to, like, what do you want to call it? Like, reimagine some of these Pokemon to be so realistic. So it probably costs a lot of money to animate these things.
Well,
but
if you remember a few years back, there were like these Google images floating around of real Pokemon. They actually hired the guy who made those images.
DeviantArt guy, yeah, I know.
I didn't know that.
Yep, I heard about that.
I loved the baby Bulbasaurs, but they didn't say Bulbasaur.
I
Isn't that
know.
weird?
They were just like.
I thought that was still cute though, but I thought that was a little strange.
It was annoying.
I thought they were adorable, Danny.
I was grossed out by Mr. Mime.
Yeah, he was kind of.
But I ended up kind of actually liking him in the movie.
When
Like,
he dropped the match.
yeah, see,
that was
I thought
cute.
he was funny. Like, I don't know. I thought the Jigglypuff thing was kind of stupid. Like, oh, they did the Jigglypuff thing from the anime.
Yeah, that was kind of. I liked the Joltik. I thought they were. Oh, the Apoms were. That was kind of funny because I don't really like Apom.
Yeah.
But I appreciated him in this. It was.
The scene with Gyarados where
That was really good.
It was really cool, but then he blasts water, but it doesn't look very forced, so it looks more like a regurgitation of water where he's just like bleh, and it's like pours out of his mouth, so it kind of looks funny.
He could have killed that Charizard.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
His tail
And it was
almost
like
went out.
it was so funny too in that scene because Charizard is like hopped up on R, so like his eyes are all crazed, and then like as soon as Magikarp evolved, his eyes like go back to normal, and he's like,
I love that entire scene, by the way. That entire when they go into
the
that,
Loudreds are amazing. I can't say enough about the Loudreds. The speaker, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That was
That was really good.
awesome. I don't even like that Pokemon, but like the way they used him was just like awesome.
Well, like I said though, there's so many different uses for all these freaking Pokemon. But I thought that was it. It made me understand him a bit more. I have to say because like you said, you think he was stupid otherwise. Although
I think his design is stupid. I liked the concept of speakers on a Pokemon. Like that seems really cool because I'm addicted to bass. I like hearing it rumble, and
Are you a Snorlax?
and I think that's cool. But I think his design of this like rabbit with like these square teeth, and I think he looks kind of stupid. But he was portrayed really well in the movie.
If any video game world were real, I definitely want it to be Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what would an insurance person insure in a Pokemon universe? Like what kind of stuff would you insure?
Yeah.
What would you insure in a Pokemon? Like maybe everything, just because Pokemon are freaking wild monsters.
They have police in the games and the anime. So maybe life insurance. It's probably a very scary world to live in.
Yeah,
some of these
monsters.
It's true. People stealing Pokemon left and right.
By the way, the entire time through this movie, I thought the R was going to be for Team Rocket.
So did I.
I never even made that connection.
Really?
Not once.
That's the first. I'm like, oh yeah, Team Rocket.
Yeah,
I thought that was, and I thought the old guy was going to be like Giovanni or something.
The Ditto lady. I thought that was gonna be Jessie.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Ditto.
Yeah, she had red hair.
But it
She had
wasn't. It was
glasses, I guess.
pink, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It looks
was supposed
red
to be
from
pink.
From afar. I
from
want to
my
get your
color
eyes checked.
blindness. Yeah. Charizard's blue, guys. Come on.
I don't know. It was a good movie.
Yeah, I hope they do more with it.
Yeah, I'd be interested in watching it. I have to say, I understand why you saw it. Maybe not 4 times, but I understand why you saw it a second time at least. I will definitely own this movie. For
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be coming out soon.
Well,
Like,
it's been
really
out for a
soon.
little bit.
No, I mean it's supposed to be out on DVDs.
That's what I mean. It's been out for
Oh yeah.
a while.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
There's definitely enough there for old-time fans to like it, and enough there for, someone who's just watching it as a movie to like it.
Right.
It's got a good story. It's got the nostalgia. I really was not expecting the Ryan Reynolds twist at the end.
Yeah, I
that
wasn't
was his
either.
father. I was like,
Spoiler alert.
Really?
Jeez.
I saw it coming.
If you haven't
this
seen that movie
movie.
yet, you
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
deserve
that's
it.
true.
I saw that coming as soon as everyone started turning to their Pokemon. I immediately knew.
Yeah.
I thought that earlier, and I was like, there's no way Ryan Reynolds is his dad.
For whatever reason, maybe I was too distracted by the awesomeness, but I didn't make that connection. And then he showed up, and it was kind of happening, and I'm like, okay, so it's Ryan Reynolds as his dad, like when Mewtwo's explaining everything. And it still, when I saw him, it was kind of the shock. I don't know why, but I don't think they could have used anybody else unless somebody you knew very well from popular media. Because if it was just some random dude, the final
right.
reveal would not have been that dramatic. Because Ryan Reynolds' face.
It's like he shows up, he's Danny DeVito.
Yeah, just like some random.
Because people were petitioning originally.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm glad they went with Ryan Reynolds.
I have to say, he was an awesome choice for this.
Yeah.
He
It worked
did
out really
good.
well. And I'm glad that they did things the way that they did, because the talking Pikachu makes no sense in
Yeah,
my brain.
I agree.
I was really upset when the trailer first came out. I'm like, why is Pikachu
he talking?
But no, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite one of the animated movies is a newer one. It's called I Choose You. And
oh, yeah, that's
spoiler
right.
alert,
He does talk in that, doesn't he?
Okay, but there's an explanation for that.
I've never watched it, so spoil it for me.
Well, at the very end, Pikachu and Ash are flying through the air. There's an explosion, and Pikachu and Ash are flying through the air together. And Pikachu says something. Do you remember what he
He
says?
said, no, Ash. Oh, Ash.
Whoa, this is family friendly.
Ash asked Pikachu why he doesn't just get in his ball and listen to him.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that. And I don't know, Pikachu said something like,
because I want to be with you.
Because I love you or something like
yeah,
that.
Yeah. So, okay.
But it was in
That'd
the
be
original
scary.
voice actress's voice.
Right.
Well, obviously it wasn't Ryan Reynolds. Right there.
That'd be covered.
But
Whoa.
I love you.
see,
What?
I understand though why Pikachu would talk in that frame set. You're experiencing this moment with Ash and Pikachu. And when Pikachu talks, that's the way that Ash interprets Pikachu. Mm-hmm. Because he's always been able to understand Pikachu.
Yeah.
Even if Pikachu's not necessarily verbally talking, he's always been able to understand Pikachu. So, from his point of view, that's what Pikachu's saying, even though from outside of the two of them,
Right.
you would hear Pikachu just go, Pikachu,
Could you dub over that for me?
Pikachu sick or something?
Well, I mean, they just got
Haven't you seen the
exploded
movie?
by something, so I would
I thought
assume
you
that
did.
Pikachu would be very sickly.
Well, there's this
Sickly.
Pokemon was Marshadow was controlling these other Pokemon. They were firing at him, and it was a very emotional moment because they died. Ash died, I think.
But he died once before,
He's
too,
died a lot.
technically.
Okay,
He dies all the time.
He's been
This
12
Ash-
for a long time. Or was it 11? I don't even remember now.
I think it's 10.
10?
It was a really emotional movie for me because when he got transferred to the non-Pokemon world, I was like, that was whoa,
Apparently, I need to see this movie.
Apparently,
Did,
yeah, I don't
did
know
you
anything
cry?
about this.
almost.
Little bit.
Okay,
It's okay. You could cry.
Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu made me cry once. One of the 3
tell
times.
this story. It is heartwarming.
Okay, so growing up, I loved Pokemon. Obviously, here we are talking about Pokemon, but it was so deeply emotional coming out of the theater and seeing all these little kids who were so excited about the movie, hugging their parents saying, "Dad, thank you for taking me to the Pokemon movie." And it's like, I know that feeling. It was nostalgia to the extreme. I'm in the theater experiencing this movie with all these kids who are laughing along with the movie, laughing along with the jokes, seeing the Pokemon, being awestruck by the awesome reimagined Pokemon. And, it just takes me back to my roots of how, going to the first movie was and how excited I was seeing the Pokemon in the first movie, waiting in line, getting the card, the whole experience of it all, and then at the very end having, you know, it be this, you know, big deal, and getting out and being like, thanks Mom for taking me to this, and being so excited to see that then,
Right.
you know, 20 years later, and have these little kids having that same feeling just gave me, I felt it in my
You
jellies.
felt it in your jelly.
So plus I had been on an airplane that day. We had gotten up at like 2:00 in the morning, got on an airplane, went to Denver, and we were there for like quite a while. So I was very sleep deprived when I was tearing up in the movie theater.
You just felt your jellies were very jelly-like.
I teared up when Pikachu offered its life for its masters. When Mewtwo was like gonna switch them.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's like, wow.
So what happened to Pikachu
Well, he's
in the
fine now.
movie? No,
Well,
no. When he got attacked, when he was like mortally wounded by like being hit by a pebble. What?
Yeah, okay. I know.
You know what I'm talking about
yeah.
now? And then Mewtwo had to like resurrect him.
Oh yeah.
He got hit by like the smallest rock, and
To
it was
be
like this
fair-
moment of like, ugh, like okay, but you're in Pokemon battles. Like, how bad could that little pebble have
Yeah.
been?
That's because Harry Goodman took the damage, not Pikachu. He damaged his soul.
Are you upset about the pebble or the fact that Mewtwo revived him?
I'm upset that only a pebble and Pikachu was mortally wounded. That doesn't make any sense
He
to
must
me.
have been on red. Must have a red bar.
I guess so. He was
was
darn near
critical.
KO'd.
There was earthquakes happening everywhere, so
That whole
that's super
scene-
effective.
That whole scene was like messed up to me.
Torterra was cool. I like.
Okay, but how
I
do they
liked
not
that. That
know
was cool,
about this?
but-
How does no one know about this? Like, you'd be sitting
Yeah,
there like,
fair.
what is that rumbling? I mean, they've got to be walking around or something.
It was really like a scene where they could.
show off their CG.
Yeah, that's
And
kind of what it felt
wasn't
like.
all that impressive.
Like, isn't this cool?
Well, it's you. There was multiple. Like, one wasn't enough. They'd have multiple of these.
I think they just wanted that huge dramatic effect, and it was like they needed some way to segue, like, they needed a way for him to meet Mewtwo, and it was like the best way they could do was having Pikachu get hit by a pebble, which still makes no sense to me. Like,
was
it
a
could have been
critical
so
hit.
much more dramatic, like a tree getting smashed into
or
Pikachu,
the
something.
Greninja that were chasing him,
Yeah,
hits him with a stern.
something. Something.
They didn't want to show blood.
Water's not gonna make blood show up on a Pikachu.
I don't know. I understand that was,
I thought that it was
but
very...
I mean, the rest of the movie.
Oh yeah, of course. That was my only like negative thing that I'm just like really like a pebble.
I kind of am sad though that like, just Mewtwo's just there. I don't know. I kind of was hoping you'd see a little bit of more backstory about where he went.
Well, I
or
mean, they
something.
The
talked about-
backstory is like it's either the anime or the games. I haven't decided which one it is, but it's one of them. Because they talk about how he was in Kanto 20 years ago, and that only the Harry Goodman guy knew where he was. That's why I thought it was Ash at first, but because his partner's Pikachu, he knows where Mewtwo is. It
Yeah.
happened 20 years ago, but that got debunked when I found out his son was 21 years old, making him Ash would have been 9 when he had his son.
Yeah, so
So
that doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, speaking of Godzilla Pokemon, from Detective Pikachu, those Torterra were huge, right? Well, in Sword and Shield, they got this new Dynamax thing
yeah.
where they get.
Garbage.
It really is nothing compared to like Mega. I really like the Mega Evolutions.
The
That's
Mega
about it.
Evolutions were really cool.
Z moves, kind of losing
I
me.
don't care about the Z moves. They didn't intrigue me at all. Mega Evolutions were cool, but I never really used them. But this Dynamax thing is...
Let's make
BS.
Pokemon, but bigger.
It's pointless. There's no reason behind it. It's like a projector. Like, so
Yeah.
what? Like, I don't know. It's just stupid to me.
Don't worry, Mega Evolution's not returning in Sword and Shield, though. Don't have to worry about that.
Mega Evolutions were cool, but it was just like a gimmick, I think. And it's like they kept it for a while, and I was surprised at how long they kept it because I really thought that after X and Y, I kind of figured that they'd be done with it, but they kept it around for a while. But yeah, this Dynamax thing is stupid. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
It's basically like gym battles, like in Pokemon Go. I don't know. It's dumb.
And one thing I'll comment on about Sword and Shield is that I feel like a lot of their designs for these Pokemon have gone a bit bad. Like Sun and Moon, there are a few that are like, I don't know about that. But a lot of them, from what they've been showing off in Sword and Shield, I'm just like, no.
I can't say I've seen a whole lot of the new Pokemon from Sword and Shield.
They got a stick figure heart thing.
Really?
It's a fairy dark type, and it's like the devil or something. It's just a stick figure, though.
Huh.
And Sword Dog and Shield Dog, oh my, that's a whole new
that was a
episode
big
right
argument
there.
Too. Have you seen them, Kaylee?
I haven't.
Oh.
No.
They have like a corgi Pokemon that's kind of cute.
I've heard about it, yeah. I'm just a tiny bit behind
Well,
still.
I was talking about the mascot legendaries.
Yeah, I know.
Just the wolf with a sword in its mouth. Wow.
Yeah.
That was real creative.
Innovative. I'll tell you what.
I still thought they were cool looking.
I try not to spoil myself on the Pokemon games too much because it's like I enjoy running into brand new Pokemon and being like, ooh, this is cool, or this sucks, depending on what the case is.
Yeah, but like all the previous legendaries, like their names were a metaphor for like their design. Like Sun and Moon, obviously you didn't get to catch the actual Sun and Moon. It was a lion and a bat, symbolically the Sun and Moon.
Right.
With otherworldly powers.
And then Sword, just straight up.
It's just a dog with a sword in its mouth. At least they tried a little bit with Shield and incorporated it into the dog's design.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they will when you start getting the story in. I mean, maybe it'll make more sense.
Maybe. I feel like they could have done more. A swordfish, a porcupine, something, spiky, something, you know?
Yeah.
We should make up our own Pokemon.
I've been
We wouldn't
doing
be
that
the first
since I was
ones.
9.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for everybody. We'll go around the room. You are traveling the real world, around the entire world. You can't take anything with you aside from 6 Pokemon. What 6 Pokemon do you take?
Ditto.
Wait, I got a question.
Okay.
Are there other people out there with Pokemon?
Yes, but they're irrelevant.
Why are we traveling?
Because.
Can I fast travel in Skyrim?
No.
Oh,
Am I traveling to be the very best, or am I just traveling to go say hi to someone?
You're traveling to
hanging out.
stay alive.
Stay alive.
Okay, so like if you're homeless and you just want to travel the world, but you don't really have any money and you don't really have anything to your
But
name,
you got these 6
but you have 6
Pokeballs.
Pokemon. What's in those Pokeballs?
Ditto.
Okay, why?
Because he's everything.
Yeah, but he's only what he can see.
Okay, well, if I need an
you can have a
extra
Ditto,
rock,
but
Mew can transform as well. 'Cause
well,
it's the
there, I'll just
ancestor
take a
of all
freaking
Pokemon.
Mew. Just go find a random Mew.
There's a theory that Ditto is actually the failed clones of Mew before they got
and
Mewtwo.
I think that's in this movie, the Detective Pikachu
they
movie. They
basically
kind of
confirmed
confirmed it.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Kaylee, you're starting.
So essentially, this is just your dream team for Pokemon.
Yeah. Kinda, except you got to think of real world like reasoning too. Like, you know, how are you
Yeah,
gonna
you're
eat?
just
How
gonna
are you
say
gonna pay
Pidgey,
for
Pidgey,
stuff?
Pidgey, right?
No, I'm just gonna say like all Pokemon you can find on the way to Viridian City. I don't. You might as well just skip me.
I guess I would, off the top of my head, I would probably change my mind later. Off the top of my head, I'd take a Ditto.
Okay.
I would have a land traveling horse, I guess. So either a Ponyta or a Zebstrika.
Not good old Mudsdale.
They're not, the newer ones are not as well ingrained in my memories. So I'm a traditionalist, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a guard dog. also my favorite. So I would start out with a Growlithe. Gosh, I'd probably a flying Pokemon. I guess Pidgey, for the lack of better.
You're gonna hold on to his legs as you're flying through the air.
Well, I would eventually evolve. I still have to get my gym badges, okay?
Okay.
Oh, do we get legendaries?
You can pick a legendary. Why not? I don't care.
One more. I would leave my one empty and catch something on the way. Can I do that?
You're in the real world, though.
But there's Pokemon already in the real world if you have 6 Pokemon.
No, there may be, but not wild. You're transferring them from your Pokemon game to the real world.
What? Oh, sweet.
Would get... How small are Joltik? They're pretty small,
I think
right?
they're like
The movie made them like that big.
There,
but
then I
really
would have
only
a
like that
bug.
big.
If I need information, I'd send my bug out somewhere.
Okay. All
There
right.
you go. That's my 6.
Sounds good.
Great. That was a disaster.
How would you pay for food? I was gonna say clothes, but I mean you don't. You can keep the clothes that you're wearing.
I could turn my Ditto into money.
Just take this pile of slime.
Okay, so I have $1, or I see it. He sees $1.
He sees $1 on the ground. He transforms into
transforms
$1.
$1.
You pay for your food. You walk out and Ditto like slimes back into a Ditto.
Or I can
and
send the Joltik in to get him.
Oh, wait. Hear me out. You transform the Ditto into a random guy, have him go in and rob a bank.
there you
And then
go.
he transforms into a different
See?
guy. Gets away. No one ever finds him.
Game Freak would not.
Apparently,
be
I need to
approving
travel
of
with
what we're
Seth. He's got
saying right
better
now.
ideas.
All right, so Seth, what's your 6?
Obviously, Totodile, because I'm not going anywhere without my good
Okay.
old alligator.
As everyone does.
What's up, girl?
Probably, yeah, flying Pokemon, because that would be the fastest way to travel. Meowth for money, because he's always got that coin
Same,
on there,
yeah.
stealing stuff. I need a team of thieves, really. So, Darkrai, in case I can't sleep. Even though he'd give me a nightmare, at least I'd be sleeping.
That's sleeping. Hey man, that's
Yeah.
good sleep.
You could use Drowsy for that too.
Yeah, but he creeps me out. Darkrai is cool.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him in Pokemon Go? Like in Pokemon Go, he wants to like tickle you. I keep wanting to make a video of that. Of having him like
Get away from me.
it's those fingers.
He's only got like 3.
Yeah, I know, but
on
they're
each
like
hand.
they're really moving in Pokemon Go. Sorry, go ahead.
Probably Voltorb or Electrode for, entertainment, because you can just kick him around like
Okay.
a ball.
That sounds
He's also-
dangerous. I don't play with fire.
He's also a bomb, so if you ever like get into a fight, you can just throw a bomb at the
bomb at
person.
There you go.
But also, it's an electric type, so I can just put my phone on him; it'll charge it.
Oh, that's a great
See?
idea. Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
So
He
what's that? like,
saves
4?
money on chargers.
Yeah.
See, you gotta think. So that's 4. I have no idea who the other 2 would be.
I guess for me it would definitely be Meowth, because that's how I would pay for literally
Payday.
everything.
It'd be payday every day.
And then I would probably take like a water Pokemon. Like,
You're gonna drink their spit.
no, I'm not gonna drink.
Use water gun right
Get a cup.
I just assumed that you didn't have to take a canteen.
Just I'll have Blastoise do water.
That's gonna look sketchy. If someone like sees you doing that. It's,
here.
like,
You just put the cannon right in my mouth.
it's like a funnel. Let's get a funnel.
I just was thinking of like a straw. It's like
Good to go.
Oh my gosh.
Return.
Pokemon Pita is all over this.
Pokemon Pizza.
Oh.
This sounds like a terrible fan fiction in the making.
it already is.
I'm sure it is.
Pita makes their own Pokemon games. They get sued for them.
Sure they do. Oh, what else would I take? Oh, a Lapras was gonna be my water Pokemon. Not for like filling water canisters,
Well, hey,
but
it's
more
an ice
like
type too. So if
Yeah,
it's
that's
ever
true.
hot out, you
keep
can
it
just
keep it cool.
Yeah.
Well, then on the flip side, I suppose I would take like a Charizard or something. That way it can fly and keep warm. Yeah. Yeah. I would probably take a guard dog too. I don't know which one though. I kind of like Mighty Ina.
Mighty Ina.
Yeah.
I wasn't correcting you. I'm sorry. I was just repeating it back.
No, it's fine.
That's a good choice. Can I change my... No, I don't want to change mine. I like Arcanine.
Too late.
You locked it in.
Well,
You're already traveling.
I already wanted to put Bulbasaur back in my party. His little vine whip stuff. That's
Get
wrong.
back. Bulbasaur. It's like...
I don't know. You'd seen him catch an ash falling from cliffs.
Like a tree branch slaps you, that hurts, okay?
Yeah.
So if you're getting slapped with some vines.
Yes. Yes.
It's got bullet seed too, so if you're like you pick it up and just start shooting people,
Right,
Hey, that would be good for food.
eating a bullet seed.
Well, yeah, but he could just like shoot it
I'd
into
assume
like
it's
a
hard enough
bowl
to
or
hurt
something, and then
someone.
you just like eat it like
Fire
cereal.
into there you go.
There's plenty of Pokemon out there that are just food too. Like Cherubi, you could just eat that thing.
What about
Just like straight up eat it.
Well, hey,
You get
actually,
one meal.
Yeah, there's 2 Cherubi like things on one. So if you just eat one, maybe it'll regrow and you'll have an infinite supply of food.
I'm so sorry as you're cutting a cherry. I'm so sorry,
Well, now I know what the first chapter to that PETA
And you just hear-
fanfiction is.
You just hear the most,
I'm so
you just hear the most
sorry.
salad.
Hey, plants do feel pain, okay? It's been confirmed.
Oh yeah, I watched Ferngully once too. Oh my gosh, did you ever finish your 6 Pokemon?
No,
I'm too
but I'm-
busy
I'm
still
done.
thinking about your Blastoise.
No, we're good.
So Evan, all Pidgeys?
No. Let's see. This is gonna be bad. Let's see. We
You
got
know more Pokemon.
we got
than me.
Charizard. We got my main man Pidgey. What's the purple rat?
Rattata.
Rattata?
Yeah, that one. That one. We'll go with good old Caterpie.
Hey,
Go with the
I
Weedle.
like Butterfree.
And then we'll go with Poliwag.
That's a good choice.
There we go. That's my 6.
Yeah, but Poliwrath is kind of grumpy looking.
Yeah, not very practical, but
I'll take
you got
it.
him.
Hey, I'll take it. So there you go. That's my
Punch your enemies
Hey,
to
but
death.
Butterfree could help you
Oh,
sleep
yeah,
too.
If
Yeah.
someone's messing with you, pull out your Rattata. It's got rabies. Just throw them at them.
my purple
Yeah.
rat. Yeah.
Bite them.
That sounds
Crunch.
terrible.
I play Pokemon a little. You know, I know a little bit of Pokemon.
So you got Charizard, you can fly. You got the
Look-
Poly guy, you can swim.
You've got Charizard, but you're gonna send your Rattata out.
Yeah, right? Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, really, in all reality, you only need one Pokemon. Like, if you're bringing a Pokemon to the real world, it only takes one to intimidate an entire village of people. It's like walking through town with your Charizard, like, yeah, I'm gonna need some money.
Thus, the Team Rocket was born.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Jesse. No, I did that completely out of order.
Why is James the high-pitched one?
Anyway,
I don't play. I don't watch
Let's
Pokemon.
school Evan and some Pokemon, I
Did you
guess.
see that mobile app that's coming? It's called Pokemon Masters. And it's
like your
like
master's degree.
I've not heard of this.
you go around on this island and you fight all these characters from the previous games, but they only have one Pokemon each, so it's the one they're known for. Like Red's got his Charizard, Blue's got Pidgeotto for some reason. Not
How do you
Blastoise.
fight them?
It's just a battling game, and I don't know. You got like 2 other teammates. You get to choose from all the heroes, I guess.
Interesting.
It's honestly, I think it looked better than Sword and Shield at this point. But
I don't know if you guys saw, but there was something saying like the mobile Mario Kart game. We're going to be getting information about it next month.
well, it's supposed to be coming out this year.
Right. So I wonder if it's going to be. I heard something that's like Tour, something like that.
Yeah, Mario Kart Tour.
Yeah, two.
So I wonder if that's just going to be like a collection of like all the Mario Kart games. You know,
I think they had
previous.
Probably not.
a demo at one of these cons, and they were saying they had a lot of remade maps, but they
Okay.
did have some new ones.
I want Delfino Pier to come back. That was like one of my favorites.
Can we get like Pokemon racing?
Pokemon right now.
Racing.
Pokemon has so much spin-off potential, and they barely do anything.
I
with
know,
it.
it's weird. Like chocobo racing?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Embarrassingly, what I would love is if they made, those fish tank games they make for your phone?
Yeah.
I want one for Pokemon. I want some Magikarp to feed fish flakes
then
too.
eventually evolve, and then all you see is like a tentacle every now and then.
Well, have you seen the Magikarp game that you actually specifically can play for Magikarp?
Oh, yeah, Magikarp Jump.
Yeah.
Oh.
But, like... there's just the pond part.
Is it like
It's a terrible game.
Is it like the game in Stadium where you gotta jump and hit the bell?
Nah, you don't really do anything to make them jump. That's just like the basis of the game. It's really a dumb game. It really is. But like I said, they've got like the tapping games that kids play basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be amazing. And like the higher up you go, you can get like a Gyarados and all that stuff. A Wailord in your fish tank.
If Pokemon crossed over with anything, it would be the greatest thing ever. But what do you think like the best thing Pokemon would be to cross over with?
Kingdom Hearts.
Digimon.
Probably
that would
make more
be-
sense
yeah.
than freaking Final Fantasy at this point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Obviously they're in Smash Bros, but it's
Pokemon
not really
is
a
just
crossover.
so like obscure though. Like
There's so many clones of it though.
it's because Pokemon is just the Pokemon. Like it's just the monsters. So like really, if they were in like Final Fantasy, for example, they would just be another monster to have to kill. Like there wouldn't be anything. Dead Pikachu. So I don't know. I don't know.
Like we said, the like racing games or
Sure, yeah. I mean that would be interesting.
they
How would you want a Pokemon racing game to be like? Would you want it to be like in cars or just like
No,
your
just
Pikachu against like a Rapidash or something?
I mean, why not?
I don't know.
I mean, they've made worse games.
It'd make more sense than Sonic driving around in a car.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Obviously, they wouldn't have a freaking Slowpoke as an option.
They
Snorlax,
certainly
That'd be
should.
great.
but like having certain Pokemon that are known for like fast moves or something like that.
Oh, they should put Snorlax in, and he'll win because he'll just roll
He'll just
over.
roll
and
over.
he'll be
He
amazing.
would just be an obstacle. They have
There
to
you
jump
go,
over.
you jump.
He'll wave the flag.
Well, I believe Nintendo said that they wouldn't be opposed to making like a Smash Bros. Kart game for the next Mario Kart. Just because, Mario Kart 8, they had a few guest characters. And that was like the first time they've done that with Mario Kart. But they were thinking just like an entire roster.
Oh, I see. So like a bunch of different characters. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
By the way, Animal Crossing for Pokemon crossover.
That would be
It could work.
That would work.
Yeah, you're right. That's like the only one that would
Or
be
Minecraft.
amazing.
If they made a Pokemon Minecraft world, you can already just take my wallet.
I think that they've made mods for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pixelmon. But that's a mod.
You can make not Mario Maker, but like how like RPG dungeon, like you do your own
A
Pokemon.
Pokemon Maker?
Yeah.
Nintendo
What would
just
you be
needs to
making,
hire
though?
you.
What?
So Nintendo just needs to hire you.
Yeah, I know.
'Cause you got all these
Yeah,
great
Nintendo,
ideas.
if you're listening.
Apparently, I've thought about this.
We're
a
gonna
lot.
tweet this at everyone.
Kaylee's unemployed, and maybe
looking for
maybe
money.
me too.
But like what would like the Pokemon Maker, like what would that be? Like what would you be
Make
making?
the world,
Or just like
you
making
could-
the whole thing?
You could probably make Pokemon too. Like maybe draw it in real life, take a picture, upload it into the game.
I don't know how they do that.
I can see
They
like
have-
Like this flat.
I can see like making like levels like 2D, like the 2D levels.
Yeah,
like,
obviously
like,
it's not gonna
that
be
would
a Sword and Shield level.
right, but that'd be.
I mean,
kinda
that's
cool.
what people do with ROM hacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of.
Well, they might as well make a buck off of it and do it for us anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need Zelda Maker, we need Metroid Maker, and especially Pokemon Maker.
So basically,
Pokemon
if anyone out there knows anything about programming and coding,
It's not that hard. Anymore, they have tools that are so easy to use for you to do like ROM hacks of like the older Pokemon games.
Right.
That's why so many people do it. Because, I mean, not to say that it's super easy. It's just it's totally doable, like, ourselves. Like, we could easily do, like, a Zap Night video game because it's not... As a ROM hack, like a Pokemon game and do, like, Zap Night. Pokemon version Zap Night.
I call being the champion.
Not to change the topic too terribly much, but I recently got Joshua. Well, I didn't do it, but we got Joshua a tablet, a Kindle for Amazon anyway.
Anyway,
they actually had. It's called Pokemon Playhouse. It's for kids, but it's super cute, and you actually can do like mini games with them, which I thought was kind of. They've got so much stuff out there. Again, they've got so much stuff out there, but it's just kind of.
It's kind of like the same blah stuff over and over again. Like mini games is like the number one thing, but then it's like,
in my opinion, they have a lot of like mobile game options, and all the mobile games out there I think are dumb.
Yeah,
and like I don't know, do something with the Puffins or something, like just these mini blah games, like puzzle. They've got puzzle games out there, but I think those are kind of dumb too.
Yeah,
I don't know. But the Playhouse was really cute.
A lot of the puzzle games that are like Pokemon or something else, it's just like reskinned of the same. It's like Tetris with like a Pokemon figure, or Tetris with like Pokeballs instead of blocks. You know, it's stupid.
Yeah, I have so many ideas. I really need to write them down.
There was actually, so people have actually drawn this, and it could make sense, but so hear me out. So in Sonic Adventure 2, you have the Chow Garden. And essentially you raise up your Chow and you power it up. And so some people are like, well, you could technically do that with Pokemon, whether or not actually being like Sonic, just being people, but that kind of aspect.
Oh, you could play as a Pokemon breeder, like the hatch.
That would be awesome. Yes.
I was thinking about something similar,
it would
like
be
having
just
your own
like
eggs.
what you're talking about with the Chow Garden thing. But you get Pokemon eggs in from like people, and you gotta like raise them, and then you can breed them.
You can find a way to incorporate that with Pokemon Go, so like you know what your eggs are doing instead of just like instead of having them in an incubator.
Would be so much fun.
Be a lot better than just walking around waiting for it to happen.
Right? Yeah,
and
you could actually interact with them.
It could like reflect how high what it is, how high their CP is, or something like that.
Yeah, like if you take care of it a special way, then it could be shiny or prone to be shiny. Or
in the anime too, the eggs are like different. I almost said flavors, but like the colors.
This one's Torchic flavored.
But you know what I'm saying? Like the Togepi egg has its own little thing, and then like I think the Vulpix egg had its. In any case, was Vulpix in an egg?
I don't
Togepi
remember this. Togepi definitely was.
In any case, having the eggs different, not flavors, colors, but yeah, that's
to kind of give you a hint.
I need to send an email into freaking Nintendo.
Very wordy email.
Like, yeah,
here's my resume.
You might want to send that to Game Freak because we don't care.
Yeah.
So.
Send it to Niantic.
There we go.
They don't care either, but they might care a little bit.
They might send back a pre-made letter.
Like, great
Thank
ideas.
you for sending in your...
Thank you for your consideration. Please enjoy, 2 vouchers.
They'll send me back a rejection letter from employment, and I won't even apply. Or
Cease and desist.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
So hear me out. Pokemon Call of Duty.
Remember that Smosh thing that they did? Yes. It was like they were like Pokemon trainers. They had like guns and like there's some like Pokemon out there sniping people. It's like a Magikarp with a sniper rifle. Corp. Yeah. Yes. I'm sure there's a mod out there.
There were technically Pokemon Wars in the games and the anime. I think. So they could expand on that.
Yeah, they could.
They obviously probably didn't have guns.
The war that Lieutenant Surge was in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever war that was.
Have you in the anime, the first season or whatever anyway, they actually show them eating, it's like a thought anyway, of eating Magikarp. They don't talk about a whole lot otherwise, but like they eat the Slowpoke tails.
Yeah, there's actually a few references.
Pokemon? Do they eat them?
They have to.
I'm sure.
There's a few references in the Pokedex entries that actually talk about eating Pokemon, like people.
It's like a delicacy.
The nutrition facts of like eating a Pikachu.
I think it seems like I watched a video on this where one of the restaurants in X and Y actually has like Slowpoke tail as a
That's
item.
the tail. They can live without their tails, though.
Right, but I mean, you're still eating Pokemon.
That's true.
Well, the Magikarp, they show like it's when they're on the SS Anne, I think, and they're talking about like what they could do with the Magikarp James buys, because you buy, you know, in the game you can buy Magikarp for like an obscure price, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're thinking about all these like different sushi dishes, I think, of like Magikarp, and they show it. They actually show them all chopped up, and
like I said earlier, there's a few Pokemon that are food. Like the ice cream one?
Yeah, that's true.
Some of those Pokemon, man.
The garbage one?
Yeah, you could eat that.
One's so... That's garbage that's been sitting there for too long. I've seen garbage pulse before.
Maybe the garbage Pokemon isn't necessarily actually garbage. He's just mimicking garbage to fit in with his surroundings.
So if you hose him down, what does he look like?
He would still just be garbage.
Or maybe he just like personally
He's
like
just
he
like-
is garbage.
Like his garbage bag outer shell is just like...
Oh, you know, like
he's
how
just
in
trash.
Spirited Away, you know, the big blob that comes in, she has to like pull the plug or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they've referred to this before, but apparently Pokemon and people were the same at one point, but then they separated and, you know, went down their own courses.
There's a lot of Pokedex entries that talk about that.
And yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon that can turn into people, that look like people, that are very similar to people.
Like
So,
that, there's a mask Pokemon. It's the Pokemon.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
holding
they were,
masks.
like,
It's
yeah, a lot of
the
those
faces
ones, yeah.
of the people that they were before they turned into Pokemon. So yeah, it happens.
You know,
We could be a Pokemon soon.
I am kind of sad that they didn't make Vulpix a psychic Pokemon.
That's interesting.
Because they have that, I'm referring to the anime a whole bunch, I guess. The first season, Indigo League, I guess. But they have it where they go into this mansion and there's a Vulpix there that can do psychic moves.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is a really cool episode. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Well, where I was going with that was, if you eat the ice cream Pokemon, do you think it'll taste like a human?
Ugh.
Don't want to find out. Just
Very sweaty.
Is that pork?
You might want to watch out for the Lapras you're bringing with you. I don't know. But on the flip side, you would save a lot in money on chandeliers if you have your chandelier Pokemon with you.
That's true. Litwick all the way.
Do you think Rotom would be useful?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Because
didn't even
Rotom's a
think of
ghost
Rotom.
Pokemon. He's an electric ghost Pokemon. So like he can
He can pirate all your music for you.
You can take over any sort of technology.
Yeah, right. So like he could jump into your video game
Well,
system and
I'm changing one of my... Sorry, Pidgey.
I'll take it.
He's just got an aviary of just Pidgeys.
What, he'll be like the best trainer in the world too.
Oh yeah,
got a
I've
whole
seen your
army of
sprite
Pidgeys.
before. Birdkeeper Evan.
Yes.
Can we
No.
sprite that up?
I will
Will
make it.
do.
I
Just
will
my
make it.
face. Just like.
Oh my
A
gosh.
Photoshop, here we go.
Oh boy.
well, do we want to end it there for this Zap Chats?
Yeah, it was fun.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching or listening to this episode of Zap Chats. Next episode is going to be Lego's Star Wars with Seth and Evan. Will be back again. And then, if you guys want to leave us a review on iTunes or anywhere else, we'll actually read them on the next Zap Chats episode. So make sure you leave those reviews, and we will see you guys in the next one.